Hello, everyone. It's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. Today is October 27th, 2022, and this is the SEC form that Aptera filed just today, 10/27/2022, and let's read it together. Item number 7, departure of certain officers. Effective October 21st, 2022, which is 6 days ago, Janie's Burlingame notified Aptera Motors Corporation of her resignation as Chief Financial Officer of the company. Mrs. Burlingame's resignation was not the result of any dispute or disagreement with the company or the company's board of directors on any matter relating to the operations, policies, or practices of the company. She is transitioning to an advisor role for the company. Mrs. Burlingame also acted as our principal accounting officer. Chris Anthony, the company's co-chief executive officer, will serve as the company's interim chief financial officer and act as the company's principal accounting officer until a suitable candidate is found. Mr. Anthony remains the chief executive officer of the company. Pursuant to the requirements of Regulation A, the issuer has duly caused this report to be signed on its behalf by the undersigned, thereunto duly authorized. Chris Anthony, Co-Chief Executive Officer. Date, October 27th, 2022. Okay, so Janie's Burlingame has, as of 6 days ago, notified Aptera Motors of her resignation. Now, this could be really bad or not so bad for Aptera. Let's just discuss it. Okay, in brief, Janie's Burlingame seems to be a very accomplished and great candidate for Chief Financial Officer. She was Chief Financial Officer for Aptera Motors for about a year and a half. Before that, she was a consultant for Blythe Global Advisors and founded her own global consulting firm, which she ran for 14 years, specializing in Sarbanes-Oxley laws, JSOX and internal controls implementation. And then, she's been working in the accounting business for over 20 years. And she did a lot of volunteering, and her current positions are she's treasurer of the Certified Financial Crime Specialist, where they detect and prevent financial crimes, and the Institute of Internal Auditors. Okay, so those things made me very happy when I kind of looked at when they first hired her. It seemed like she was someone who's very interested in financial crimes and Sarbanes-Oxley and meeting regulations. So that made me feel like we had someone that was very reputable, I guess. And so they're leading the finances of Aptera. So I thought we were in good hands, and so that was a good thing. And then here's what she's giving up. If you look at this, this is her compensation last year. Compensation was $181,508, which I don't know how compensation goes for executives in small startup companies, but that seems pretty good. And it was on par with it was a little bit more than what Steve Fambro was getting paid, and a little bit less than what Chris Anthony was getting paid. In addition, she was getting these are her stock options. So she's already vested in 300,000 shares, and I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe even though she resigned, she still has these options. Someone who knows more about these things can comment below. If you guys know whether if you resign as executive, do you forfeit your options even though they're vested, or do you get to keep them? I think because they're vested, as of October 1st, 2022, these 300,000 shares are hers to exercise. And then she was going to get another 300,000 shares every year for the next 3 years. And then there was some performance vesting schedules, which is executing. If she executed a SPAC deal or IPO, that was another 270,000 shares. If they garnered a pre-money valuation of over $2 billion, that was another 270,000 shares. And then full implementation of an ERP solution, that was 134 shares. Now, at the current price of about $10 a share, this is worth about $3 million, theoretically. That's only if they go public and and the price is $10 when they go public. If it's more than $10, it's worth even more than that. If it's less than $10, it's worth less than that. Anyway, it's theoretically quite a bit of money. And this is what she's walking away from. So she's walking away from a job that pays $180,000 a year and has uh, stock options potentially worth about 12 million, close to $20 million. 12 plus 12, 15, 17, 18, yeah, close to $20 million. So walking away from potentially about $20 million. So that's not something that someone would do lightly, I think. So let's talk about what are the things that would have made her walk away from Aptera Motors. And let's talk about it from worst case scenario for Aptera to best case scenario for Aptera. So worst case scenario for Aptera is that Ms. Burlingame saw some financial impropriety in the company and she didn't want anything to do with it, so she's resigning. That I think is highly unlikely. I think because if she saw that, I do not think that she would be transitioning to an advisor role for the company. She would be making a clean break and wanting to wash her hands of it. So I think that's definitely not the case. Option number two, she feels like the company is not in a good position and they are not going to be a successful company. And therefore, these stock options, if they're not a successful company, these stock options are essentially worthless. And so this potential $20 million is not worth anything to her. And just from a monetary standpoint, she's decided that it is not, that since she doesn't see the company as being financially solvent or being successful in whatever fashion, she's going to walk away for something that is better for her professional growth and her financial growth. So that's option number two. So hopefully that's not the case because that would be kind of bad news for Aptera Motors and for us. So hopefully that's not the case. I kind of get the impression that it's not. Fully Charged went very well. They're doing Gamma. Sandy Munro was quite bullish about it. And so I think that that's not the case. So another option is that she got a job offer that was just better. It like better financially, like some companies offered her a lot more money, or a more prestigious company offered her a position, or she was offered a position with a company that she has a more personal connection, either due to her interests or alignment or something else, and just it was a better fit for her. So there's nothing wrong with Aptera, but she just found a better position. And I think maybe that's likely. And that basically is not bad news for Aptera, other than that they're just gonna have to find a replacement for her. Which I think that as long as they're doing well and they look like they're gonna be a successful company, they should be able to find another good CFO to replace her. Okay, then the last possibility is that there's something in her personal life that's making her step away. Something like she won the lottery and she wants to take off for a while, or she's undergoing, her or her family has having some health problems. I hope not. But I mean, that happens to people, and then that makes people walk away from it. So for whatever personal reasons she may walk away from the company, it has nothing to do with how the company is doing. So I think those are the possibilities, and we just don't know which of those is the case. I don't think she found financial impropriety because she would not be transitioning to an advisor role. There is a slight possibility that she feels like they're not doing that well, and she's going to cut her losses professionally and step away and move on to another job. I don't think that's likely, but that's possible. I mean, having a startup company is always very difficult, and we knew that money was always going to be an issue for them to make it to production. So that's a possibility. I think the most likely possibility is that she was offered a job that was a better fit for her, and it's just a better for her professionally and financially, and she just got a job offer that she couldn't refuse, and that's possible. And then hopefully it's not some personal reason. At least hopefully it's not a bad personal reason for her. So, anyways, that is the latest breaking news as of this was filed just today, and we will have to see how this develops over the next couple of months and see how quickly they're able to find a replacement for a CFO. I think it's very important. It's a very important position, and they need someone experienced and good because I think finances are probably going to be the biggest hurdle for them. I mean, more than the engineering or anything, it's just getting the finances to make it to production so they can produce vehicles and sell vehicles so then they can start generating some revenue. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Comments below. What do you guys think happened? Um, and thanks as always to our supporting members. Have a great day, everyone.